Hi, this is Sam. You're watching Pretty and Peachy, and today's video is going to be my November favorites. So this time I actually got everything done on time, and I can post it at the end of November instead of halfway through the next month. So let's get started. I ordered the taupe blush by NYX here, and it's a really nice blush for contouring. It's nice because it's not too warm of a color. Sometimes when you do contouring with bronzers, it can kind of look orangey, especially if you have pale skin. So this is really nice as a contour, and I actually heard about this blush from Nikki Tutorials, so you can check her out as well. She does a really nice video on her face routine as well. And secondly, I finally found like a foundation routine that I think I actually like enough that I can like recommend to everyone. So I might be doing like a foundation routine video in the future, depending. Maybe I can catch myself on a good skin week and start with a fresh face. So yes, but the foundation routine I do, it starts off with just a little bit of face and body foundation for Makeup Forever. This is number 38. And I put that all over my face, and then just with my hands, and then I go in with a beauty blender and some Cover FX. This is E0 if anyone's wondering, and kind of just go over the areas where I want a little bit more coverage, and then I set it with the setting effects. And body from IMAT's 40% off. Though I do work at a makeup store. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, so a lot of times when you see the high-end products, I try to work some drugstore in because high-end products can be expensive if you don't have an employee discount. So I do work at a makeup store. It's pretty popular. I think everyone can guess which one. I'm not going to say which location I work at because I don't want people stalking me at work. But yeah, so I do that whole foundation routine, and I think it's my new favorite kind of foundation. Next is mascara. I know I've always been talking about the L'Oreal Double Extend mascara, but the brush on that mascara is really big, and I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but I don't like when mascara wands are so large because then they hit like the back of your eye. You can't really get the little tiny hairs in your bottom lash, but this brush is perfect. It's really tiny, and the mascara is nice and thin, so you get like thin coats without clumping, and it lasts a really long time. It doesn't flake and it doesn't smudge, and I can sometimes get a little bit of oily lids, so that's really great. And it's really perfect for false lashes. It goes well with false lashes, if that makes any sense. Like it's thin enough that it doesn't kind of like clump around them, and it kind of just gives you a little bit of definition because I do like the demi lashes. So that's my next favorite. Another item I picked up at the IMATs is the Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics Lip Tar. This is in... oh, the name has rubbed off, but I think it's Stalker. I think it's the cool blue, like original kind of pinup one. And I really like the formula on this, but I have to say that I don't like the packaging because like you open it and I think like the heat of your hands makes it kind of like goop out. The formula is really good, and you definitely need like a lip brush to get like a really nice defined mouth, but the formula and the pigmentation and the price is really good. So for those reasons, that's why it's still part of my favorites. Next, I'm going to go into skincare. I splurged and got a clarisonic. This is the Mia, so it's not as expensive. It's $139 Canadian, and then I did get my employee discount, so it was a little bit more and a little bit less, but I really like it so far. It's nice and gentle, and it makes cleaning your face really quick and simple, and you don't really have to worry that you like have extra residue or anything like that. The next thing I'm going to go to is nails, and I really like having nice clean nails. I love any types of polish. I have dozens and dozens of nail polish, but this has really been something that I was like, oh my goodness, it's so like I've never been so kind of pleased or surprisingly pleased with a nail polish before, and this is the matte top coat, and I think I'm like a late start on the matte top coat bandwagon or something like that, because I know it's been out for a really, really long time, but I love it. It gives you just like, well, they look kind of shiny with the light on it, but it gives you kind of a really nice matte finish to your nails. Very, in my opinion, kind of vintagey, because they didn't have such high shine, like high lacquer nails back then in certain decades. And the color I'm wearing, if people are interested, is How Cute Is That? This is the Sephora OPI polish. And another polish I picked up was also Curvaceous. This is a red shimmer, which I think would be really nice for the holidays. So yeah, those are my favorites for nails, and honestly, like the matte top coat, I cannot talk highly enough. It makes your nails like not chip as much, it makes the polish actually dry faster, and you just get a nice even kind of coat. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, Coastal Scents had like a 40% off sale a little while ago, and I picked up one of these kind of Hot Pots palettes. This is just the kind of palette that you can kind of choose your own colors. So I did a neutral matte palette basically. I think I have a couple of shimmer, like this one shimmer here. But they had 40% off, and some of these shades were actually on sale as well. So I think I got the whole palette for like 20 bucks or something like that. So that's really nice. Okay, I think that's it for my makeup favorites. I try not to buy a lot of makeup because I get a lot of it kind of at a discount, and I just already have so much that it's not really necessary. So that's just a few products that I really felt like it was necessary for me to go out and purchase, and I think that you'll like them as well. So I'm gonna go maybe into a few holiday favorites because the holiday season is coming around. I am wearing a holiday look with a little bow and a rolled bang and a little bit of a raised kind of French twist, and I made a video for that, so you can check that out as well. But holiday favorites, my favorite holiday song would probably be Santa Baby, or Baby It's Cold Outside. That one's a really good one when they do duets with two different voices. I like maybe some of my favorite vintage clothing kind of, or vintage inspired clothing stores you can get online, because a few people were asking about that. For vintage lingerie, I really like Secrets and Lace, and I'll put a link in the bottom bar below so you can check that out. They have really nice vintage inspired lingerie that isn't too expensive. It's a little bit more expensive than like stuff you get at the mall or something like that, but the shipping is also really nice for international purchases, so they don't really gouge you on the shipping, which I hate because I live in Canada. And what else? Oh, ModCloth I think is a kind of common one as well. And then Etsy, because Etsy has some actual vintage pieces, so you can buy vintage without having to go through the trouble of going through vintage stores. And I love to buy vintage, but honestly I'm so busy that sometimes I'm like, oh, I can't, and so I just go with them all. But yeah, so check out that as well, and I think that's it. If anyone has any other additional questions on some of my favorite items or favorite purchases, or any of my favorite kind of movies or anything like that, any other favorites you can think of, just leave it in the bottom bar and I'll try to either answer it or save it for the next December favorites. But yeah, that was it, and have a great day. Bye.